Hello, good evening. We welcome you. We are starting our chats again tonight, and it's been a while since we have had these chats. And let me say, it's not because we haven't wanted to. We actually tried to pre-record the chats because they used to be on Wednesday nights, as you know. And now we have our Wednesday night Bible study, so we can't be in two places at once doing two different things. So we started to pre-record this, well, at first we didn't have enough memory to pre-record it and then play it, live, not live obviously, but play it again on Wednesdays. And we didn't want to change the schedule because normally people were waiting for us on 7 o'clock on Wednesday. So we tried different options and it wouldn't work, and it just, anyway, here we are. We are trying a different iPad. So that's, this one should have more memory and it should be good. We hope. So maybe you'll see this or maybe you won't, which if you don't, you don't know. But anyway, here we are, we're trying. If this works, then we're gonna start to go ahead and record it like this from now on. And that way you'll be able to have a Wednesday night chat, because I know that you have missed it. A lot of people have said, what happened to the Wednesday night chats? I said, well, it's Wednesday night and here you are. And they said, no, you gotta do it. You gotta do it anyway, even if it's not Wednesday night. So anyway, here we are. And great day this past Sunday. We just had, we had our, in case you weren't there, we had our Preparing to Build Sunday. And because we signed on the land and closed on the sale of the land last March, and last March we were still, under COVID. And now we are pretty well open, and tremendous attendance. We thought we would have it now. So we had a Thanksgiving celebration for the closing. And then I also introduced that we are now prepared to build. We have the money, and we are getting the plans underway. So we had plans in the lobby. We had a video that we showed of the outlined building on the back property, where it falls in line and all of that. And we're trying to get this on the website, so you'll be able to see it if you go to the website. And that's going to take a couple of weeks to do, but we're trying to get it on the website. But anyway, we just had a great time. Our realtor was there and brought a gift for the church. Just a really just a great Sunday. And what do you have for us? Because they're really looking forward to what you have to say.
Well, what I have to say is kind of like, I hope what I have to say will be as what has been given to me. I hope I can kind of just pass it on. And that is encouragement. And wow, I tell you, and this Sunday was such an encouraging Sunday. It really was, but it was on many fronts, though. It was just, prepared to build. We are ready. We are ready to go. And my mind couldn't help but go back to those early days of Calvary Baptist Church. And as a little girl, I remember we were gonna build the second building, which is now the teens meet and the office building. I remember so well, those days, and I remember the excitement, and I remember the work days that the men would have, and I remember those things, and then I remember, wow, we had the sanctuary, which is what is now our fellowship hall. And now we had finally this second building. Oh my word, the opportunities that opened up. Oh my goodness, so many opportunities were opened up because of that second building. Then, wasn't too long, the third building got built. And again, I remember the excitement and everything. I just remember, wow, wow, this is so neat. As a little girl, I'm not sure that I really exactly understood or even felt the spiritual impact as much as just the simple excitement from the buzz that was around, But, I think for myself, I think about the things that I did as a little girl in the sanctuary and how that back part of the sanctuary was where my first Sunday school class was. And then I think about where I was in that second building. And I remember my Sunday school teacher, and I remember getting pictures taken, that kind of thing, and in the Sunday school room. Then I remember the next building. And then I remember being asked to be a Sunday school teacher for the kindergartners. I just thought for sure I had died and gone to heaven. I just knew that was it. There couldn't be anything better. And I remember Mrs. Andrews said, I want to talk to you. And I thought, I can't think of anything wrong I've done, but I don't know, what did I do? And how relieved and happy I was. But then I remember the building, of course, and you do too, of the sanctuary, our current present day sanctuary. And so what does all of this mean? It means that there has been movement, forward movement. And that is what is so precious and so beautiful. So how does that translate, forward movement? It translates into a gentleman I met in the lobby a few weeks ago, and he said, I don't know if you were here in such and such a year. Yeah, I was there. And he said, my dad was in the Air Force, and he said, I didn't have a really very good childhood. And one day, a bus worker came and said, if you want to ride the bus, be out front tomorrow at such and such time. And he said, I think he said he was about 8 years old. Now, this is all quite dated now because this would not happen. But anyhow, next morning, this little 8-year-old child gets up, gets himself ready, and is standing outside. And his mom says, what are you doing? He said, I'm going to go to church. And he said that was where seed was planted. Now, I'm not sure that he got saved, but that was a ministry of our church. Mm-hmm. That was, yeah. This man is an older man now. And he points back to the day when he needed something spiritually. And he found it. And he found that there was hope, that Jesus loved him. Wow. I think about the past 2 Sundays have been such a blessing to my husband and me, because we've had friends from our church in Tallahassee that have come to be down here for different things, and we've visited with them. And one lady, I remember when she was just a teenager, and then how the pastor married her and her husband, and they have been so faithful to serve the Lord. They've just been faithful to the Lord. They had 2 sons, and those sons are good kids. They're faithful, and they're serving. And I just think, oh Lord, what a joy. What a joy to have just come across and hopefully been used in some kind of way to be a blessing, to be an encouragement, to have a part in discipling and seeing people saved and growing in Christ. And then yesterday, wow, what an honor that we would have with us a family from our church in Tallahassee. We remember when the mother, who they had two kids that were, they're a little bit older, and
this is Monday. Yesterday was Sunday.
Oh,
we're recording this on
yes,
Monday.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And but anyhow, that faithful family. They thought their family was finished with those two, and another one comes. And that other one was at our church with her mother and father and her husband and her children, and missionaries now. Missionaries. Wow. You know, I just cannot help but feel so honored that you know, that in some kind of way, that maybe we were used, you know, in some kind of way. But I guess the whole thing of my talk is in Luke, in the first chapter of Luke, in verse 37, it says that, you know, with nothing nothing is impossible with God, something along those lines anyhow. And I think of the miracle of salvation and people accepting Christ and people growing and people continuing to be faithful. And as I reflect on the what is ahead for Calvary Baptist, I just cannot help but feel that thankfulness now. What will be done? What is God going to use?
Mm-hmm.
How's He going to use it? We know that there's always going to be some kind of a tribulation and struggles. Yep, there were, there are, there will be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's where I become so encouraged, though, is when I see the lives, that it's not just a building, and it's not just people getting together, and even though it's a wonderful family, and we have sweet relationships, and we enjoy being with each other, it's so much more than that. It's saying, God, with you there's hope, and you're going to take this body, this local church, Calvary Baptist, and if you're watching and you're going to church at another church, your local church, and God is going to use you, and He's going to use your church if you'll let Him, if we'll let Him.
Yeah.
And that is, to me, one of the most beautiful promises. And I think about probably some that are watching, that they may feel like, well, you know, my days have passed now. No, they have not. They have not. What does every missionary say? Above your financial support, we need your prayer support. Please don't underestimate, if you are breathing, God can use you.
Mm-hmm.
And God wants to use you, and God's got a plan to use you. And you just look for what He's got. You ask Him, and He's got a plan. But I hope that we would never get to the place that we would think that, well, you know, I can't do anything anymore. Oh, no.
Pray.
We can pray.
Pray. Be a prayer warrior.
Be the prayer warrior. Be an encourager. You know, encourage your pastor, encourage the workers. You know, if you can financially support something in the ministry, do. But if you can't, just being that encouragement is sometimes the meaning between, or I should say the difference between somebody really just throwing in the towel and somebody saying, you know what, I can do this. I've got backing, you know.
That's right.
And
impacting lives.
Yes.
Impacting lives.
Yes.
And I told our people Sunday, I said, you know what? This building is going to begin a new chapter in the life of this church, in the journey of this church. Mm-hmm. And it certainly will. And it's just, it's an exciting time. It really is an exciting time. I know there's a lot going on around us, and a lot of it is negative, and we look at it. But you know what? God is still on the throne, and great things are still happening. And will happen.
That's right.
Well, I hope you enjoyed being with us tonight. Again, if you see this It'll be on Facebook, and if you see this on Facebook, I don't know if it's going to be put on YouTube, but we're going to try to go for it. So if it works, then we will be seeing you every week at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. It'll be pre-recorded like it's right now, but it'll be set up to be seen Wednesday nights at 7. All right? Lord bless you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We love you.
Bye-bye. Love y'all.